Surviving Reality contains explicit content full of snark and sarcasm that may not be suitable for all audiences. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome to Surviving Reality.
I'm Corey.
And I'm Carly, and this is Married at First Sight, Season 20, Episodes 16, 17, and 18, One More Chance, Breakthroughs and Betrayals, and the Final Countdown.
Legally, we can't include the soundtrack of the Final Countdown, but I would cue that up if I could. We do not have a royalty-free version.
I got really nervous when you said legally we can't. I didn't know where that was going.
That's it. That's all we could use.
So this is it. These are the last 3 episodes before we get to Decision Day.
Uh-huh. Well, I mean, it's been a long time coming. These episodes have flown by, though.
I know.
18 episodes?
When
18
I saw
episodes?
how many it was going to be, I thought,
Oh, no.
This could turn into a slog.
Well, it felt like old Married at First Sight when we saw the calendar, the schedule, and it was like, ooh, 20 episodes and a reunion? I don't know.
I will say, I kind of wish they dropped 2 episodes at a time instead of 3.
2 at a time would be better pacing.
Which apparently is what they're doing in Canada.
That makes more sense.
I have a complaint about. Why are you doing that? Because do you think Canadians don't also use the same internet that everyone else uses? So
different. It's different pipes.
So then everything gets spoiled.
Yeah, pretty much. So then what's the point of that? And then what is the offset of staggering it out like that? So how far ahead are we from there? Significantly
I don't know.
ahead
Canadian
now.
Listeners, you got to tell us.
Oof, yeah.
I hope they caught you up at some point.
Almost to the end, I guess. Are they just going to drop 5 at the end all at once or something? What are you going to do about that?
Yeah, right? Because it's going to get spoiled if we get to Decision Day before they do.
Terrible. Well, we did get a glimpse of Decision Day for one of the couples in this set of episodes, but no solid definition in the choice that was selected there or where that ended up, even though I think we have a pretty good idea. But let's start in with the first set of couples here. We have Sean and Nikki.
If you thought that Sean had maybe had a change of heart, had grown at all, we learned that he's back to his old ways.
Not even back to his old ways. He hasn't changed.
No.
Sean has not left the building. No. So that's the problem. And that's always been the problem. Sean's the problem. It's just kind of continuing that same thing that we've already seen in the first, 15 episodes so far.
I don't remember if we talked about this already on one of the episodes, but Sean is trying to sell a book about frames of love.
Right.
So it was like frameworks of love. Who cares? Nobody should buy this book.
They were giving him a hard time about frameworks because he kept saying it and they were like, ooh, take a shot every time Sean says frameworks.
So did Sean already have this book drafted before he ever came on the show?
This was different than the book that he published that he just happened to have on his bookshelf when Nikki was perusing through his things at his apartment. Different book.
That was another self-help book.
Self-help book, completely not related to the relationship advice. What I like to theorize and what I came up with watching this set of episodes for Sean was that he has crafted an entire relationship self-help book that he is trying to sell. That's the main reason why he's on the show. However, he doesn't realize that this book is designed and it will only work on a relationship with Nikki. It's specifically tailored to, this is not just general advice that you can apply to all relationships.
So you don't think he came into the show with the book? You think he wrote the book while he was filming the show?
He was inspired.
Yeah.
Yes. There was an inspiration. He thinks that this is general knowledge that can be applied to anybody's relationships. This is a book for everyone who's interested in relationships. No, this is something that's very specific to the way that Sean and Nikki operate within a relationship together.
Now we're going to have to buy the book, and I don't want to do that.
I don't
to discover what's in it.
I guess we'll see. Yeah, we'll have to.
I mean, we'll
see how it plays out.
The Merrifield's book.
We've read worse. Yeah, we read the Snooki Bookie with Dr.
That
Adam.
Too.
So, like,
that's on Patreon if you want to hear that.
Yeah.
So what he said to Nikki was, in Seattle, you're a 10, but in New York, you'd be a 7.
So I thought this was interesting that Nikki would be bringing this up on a diary cam, self-filmed on her cell phone in the bathroom one night, right before we're going to the couples retreat. I thought it was strange. The timing. Coincidence. Questionable.
You said a couple things while we were watching the show. Do you think that Sean and Nikki are creating fake narratives?
I think they're producer plants. I don't think they're real people.
You've got a real conspiracy theory.
I don't think they're real people. They're dropped in from central casting.
They were hired by the show to create drama just in case.
That's correct. Yes.
Well, there was no shortage needed.
Right. No, I mean, like, they do have drama. Sometimes when Nikki reacts, it's like, this seems genuine. But I don't know if she's just acting well. I don't know. It's hard to tell.
I don't know. I don't think that they're producer plants.
Okay.
My sense is that they were really unguarded in themselves in the first few episodes, and that's why things exploded the way that they did.
Mm-hmm.
So they're always kind of being fake with each other.
Yeah, they're always handling each other.
There's like a weird...
But not in the way that Sean wants.
Correct. There's a weird veneer to all of their conversations.
Yeah, but then we did see a couple of conversations where it's like, oh, if they had conversed like this in the first week, that would have been a blow-up fight.
Mm-hmm.
But they kind of work through it. Not even like working through it. They're just apologizing to each other for saying terrible things, or like they have come to the consensus, the conclusion, end point of stuff, but then they just keep doing shitty things to each other. I think that's where we're having the problem.
Mm-hmm.
That's the disconnect, is where it's like, well, just being married doesn't mean that you just have someone who's going to forgive you all the time for you not acting in the way that you probably should. Like there's got to be a better way, right? Instead of just always dumping on somebody or putting them down.
Yeah, and these two, it feels like they do it to each other on purpose, where if they feel slighted,
it becomes a retaliation.
Yes.
It's an intent.
That's the toxicity of it.
Yeah, where there's like you hurt my feelings, maybe inadvertently, probably inadvertently. Now I will deliberately go out of my way to hurt your feelings. That's not good. That's not a good approach.
I think the first real scene we end up getting of them is Nikki making mac and cheese.
The mac and cheese.
Not in the way that we learned about on Seeking Sister Wife, though.
Not mac and cheese noises. No,
Right.
It's pretty quiet.
Although Sean would be into that.
Yeah.
So she has to call her mom because she doesn't know how to cook and she's messing up her mom's recipe. And
her mom's getting upset too. She's like, do not melt the cream cheese. You have to like work that in on the sauce. You got to build the sauce. There's a delicate process. It's a science to it.
It's very apparent Nikki really doesn't know what she's doing.
Nikki's like, it's cheese, it's butter, it's milk.
What's the worst that could happen?
How could I mess that up? And it's like, you could destabilize your sauce. It's a very real possibility here.
Sean's like, hey, is that your mom on the phone?
Hello. Hi, Mrs. Nikki. Hi. Hello.
I'm your favorite son-in-law.
Hey, remember me? Hey, girl, hey. It's me, Sean, your favorite.
She's like, I'm glad we got that out of the way. It's going to be the only conversation you have with my mom before decision day.
Well, yeah, her mom didn't sound like she had anything good to say, because she was like, oh, okay, we'll talk later, because I'm not able to say everything that's coming to my mind right now, because I've heard a lot of things, and most of them I am not pleased with.
I was really excited to see that, and then we never got to have that fulfilled of seeing the phone call between them.
No, that was it. This was the phone call.
I know. Well, you don't think there was a follow-up call?
No.
See, I really wanted to hear her mom hold him accountable for all the things that he's done to Nikki so far.
Yeah, I mean, that would have been good, probably.
That would have made for some good
better,
TV.
Better TV. Instead, we have the taste test of the mac and cheese afterwards, which... Again, the veneer, the fakeness, where Sean's like, yummy. Does he rub his belly? And here's some ways that you can show that it tastes really good, right? No, because then he cuts to his interview with the producers, and he's like,
It came out okay.
Came out okay. But hey, okay is better than terrible. And I think that's the whole theme of their marriage right now.
Okay is better than terrible.
Okay is better than terrible. Because
that should have been the name of his book.
It was terrible. It's at first. So now we've gotten to okay. Okay is better than terrible.
That's a pretty big achievement from where they started.
I'm impressed. I'm shocked. I'm stunned. I'm amazed that they've made it this far and they haven't killed each other.
The theme of all of these episodes is that they're going to the couples retreat, right? That's the point of the experiment that we're at.
The whole basis here. Because we're a week out from decision day. And some couples are, we stirred the pot the last set of episodes because that was like the last group therapy session that happened. It was like the last couples dinner that they were doing. So everybody was getting all fired up and agitated and activated in different ways. And
now they're going to go spend the weekend together in a tinderbox.
Now you get to throw them all together and pressure cooker up, shake it up and see what happens.
This may be the best bonding moment that we've seen between Sean and Nikki, because on the ride there, they're both talking about how much they despise Michelle.
Yes.
And I was like, maybe the only thing I have in common with these two.
Yeah. Well, and they're eating snacks on the drive up. It's like late, though. That's what I was like, oh, yeah, they didn't pay the full day rate for Sean and Nikki to be there.
Central casting.
They were just like, yeah, we'll be there at 7 because you want us to go late into the night. Yeah, I don't know.
Also, we're going to need dinner.
Yeah, we're going to need meals, definitely. So that felt like that was a contributing factor too. But yeah, they were snacking and talking shit, which like that's the basis of a solid relationship. You got a foundation right there. Yeah.
I don't remember what Michelle has said to either of them, but I guess she's made some remarks that upset them, and then she's given a lot of side eye at these dinners.
Okay, yeah, there were some remarks. I think that was maybe they might be steering some of their frustrations that they've had, because I think Cam was calling them out on like, I don't see the attraction, I don't see the chemistry. And then, so I don't know if Michelle was like reinforcing things that he had said or just kind of parroting them as well, or if she said something specifically to Nikki too that was kind of calling her out on something. So I think generally a lot of people are sick of Michelle's shit right now.
She has something to say about everyone.
Michelle and Cam are flying way too high. They've been, they're the pedestal couple now.
Can't wait for the reunion.
Oh my God. Well, I mean,
there's got to be a fall from grace at some point.
No, she's going to be pregnant with twins or something.
Triplets.
Yeah.
The first married at first sight triplets.
God, that's all we need. So, like, I think they're just sick of her shit. They're one among many because Michelle's starting shit with everybody. Everybody.
Yeah, she's involved heavily in these episodes.
A lot of business over here. So the couples retreat, you're going to hear her name popping up a couple different times.
Yeah.
But Sean and Nikki, they got here late, so they get last dibs on the rooms. They end up in the kids' room with like 3 sets of bunk beds. And Sean's like, well, this is okay, right? This is all right. It's a room. It's a bed.
Well, he's only staying here one night, so what does he care?
He's not even staying the whole night.
I do think that is kind of funny because the other couples treated this like housewives, where everybody runs for the best room and leaves the people that they dislike the most to get the shittiest room.
Of course.
And then they were like, well,
as it should be.
Psych, Sean is going to be leaving tomorrow morning.
So now you've just stuck Nikki in a room with 3 sets of bunk beds
Creepy.
By herself. Yeah, this is terrifying. This is nightmare.
Waking up in the middle of the night and you're like, where am I?
Yeah, it's like that moment where you wake up because you've been traveling and you like forget that you're not in your bed. So then you're very quickly trying to assess what room am I in.
In a room with a bunch of empty bunk beds.
I'm not used to seeing any of this stuff at night in the dark. And this is just terrifying is what's happening right now. Because yeah, not Nikki. And his name's not Nick. We already got rid of Nick. Nick and Courtney aren't in this episode, you guys.
I was worried they were going to show up at the couple's retreat.
I was amazed that they didn't come busting out and bumbling out.
Like, I didn't think they were going to get back together, but I thought maybe just to kind of...
Just to stir the pot.
Yeah, that production would have them come for the trip.
Exactly.
I guess there weren't enough beds.
They have plenty of bunk beds.
That's true.
If that is the problem, then that should have been squashed immediately. No, the issue here is where it was like Sean had to announce that he's leaving tonight. He's leaving at like 2:00 in the morning. Why are you even going to sleep? Why did you even come here? The amount of driving that you're going to have to do. He just came here to show that, like, I am here to support Nikki, but it is my mom's birthday, so I'm flying to New York tomorrow, and I got to leave at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, give or take.
She seemed really happy about the fact that he came on the trip for as long as he did.
Why didn't she go with him to his mom's birthday, though? Like,
I questioned that as well.
Because we were very cool about that part of it, too, where it was just like, well, he's going back for his mom's birthday, obviously. But I haven't introduced him to my mom, and so he's not going to introduce me to his mom. I think that was the tit for tat.
Yeah, fair's fair.
Yeah, and we're not doing that.
I don't know. Maybe the show wanted Nikki to be there.
Do
you think she's that in
buffer?
Demand? Well, I mean, they did pay
she's
central casting,
yeah.
Can't take both of them away.
Day rate. Mm-hmm. They paid for 10 full hours, so they're going to get them.
Well, in the short time that Sean spends, he does talk to Adam, and he apologizes to him for criticizing his vocabulary in the last episode.
Right. And his EQ and his IQ as well, which that was the really upsetting part. He was just trying to see if he could get a rise out of Adam, which he very clearly did, and learned while it was happening, maybe I've made a mistake. Maybe I went a little too far. I poked the bear. So let's not do that again, type of a response.
Well, Adam wasn't even upset anymore because he's like, it was okay. I got you back anyway.
Got him back.
Because they got into like a tiff.
Okay.
He said some things back to Sean about what he thought about his relationship.
Was it to Sean? Oh, okay. Yeah.
But it was just like, oh, that's another revealing moment about Adam, where I do think he is very kind of like tit for tat, just like Sean and Nikki. We just haven't gotten to see it happen with him and Marissa yet because they haven't had a real fight.
Not a real fight. And she backs down. She crumbles pretty quick. She doesn't really put up a fight necessarily. So, yeah, I guess that's going to be the difference point there. But as Sean is traveling, he's staying in touch with Nikki even more than he thought he would. He was surprised. They're like video calling each other. They're checking in.
Sexting.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
A little afternoon delight?
Uh-huh.
A little...
I think that's what Sean expects. It's the duty of a wife.
It's a little Todd...
to sext her husband when he's out of town.
A little Todd flight. Flight to New York and some... scrolling through some photos while we're in the airplane mode. Todd from Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
Yeah, for a minute I was like, who?
Yeah, Todd and Bronwyn. Yeah.
That's what we're going to be saying this season is who? Because
he gone.
Yeah.
Yep.
The former Mr. Bronwyn.
Ex-Bronwyn. Yeah. But no, is it that type of flight? Maybe. I could see. Why wouldn't he try to be part of the Mile Hand Club or something, you know? Something.
Anyway, I cannot believe how much Nikki seems to be attached to him.
I think she's surprised by it too. Because she was like, I kind of like, I don't know, I'm feeling like when he's not around anymore, I feel like off.
Miss him.
Do I miss him? Is that what it is? I don't feel like good. And
well, I never feel great when he's around.
No. Not when he's definitely not. But okay is better than terrible. And right now I feel terrible.
It was just the opposite of what I expected. I was waiting for it is such a relief to have Sean on the other side of the country.
Maybe that's what the producers were trying to push them towards. To realize, a week before decision day, their real test is it better being apart?
I'm starting to fear that they have accidentally uncovered their own Pride and Prejudice story.
This is like against all odds. And this is like the flower that grows in the crack between the concrete in the sidewalk. It's just the will of the universe is just forcing its way through this relationship.
I still don't think that they're going to stay together long term.
Absolutely not. I think as soon as the experts are gone, as soon as the cameras are gone, they're going to start fighting more. Well, I don't know, because now Sean has become the expert. His whole book is about how to successfully navigate a relationship with Nikki. And so I don't know if he's going to follow that.
The other thing that has me suspecting they could still be together is Sean posted an Instagram selfie from the gym.
Yeah, he's been at the gym a lot.
Yes, it looks like he's lost quite a bit of weight.
Right.
And I'm just like wondering if that is because he's...
Is it a breakup revenge bod, though?
It could be.
Okay.
I don't know. See, it could go either way.
So you think it's either she's pushing him to
get in shape,
which
was like one of the first comments she had about him.
Right.
Or it's that he knew he was going to be on TV and that there were some comments about his physical appearance and maybe he hit the gym.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe he has a lot of sexual pent-up frustration that he needs to get out in another avenue. Now that he doesn't have a wife.
Yeah, if he's not doing therapy anymore, he's doing the Plath family therapy route where it's just you're going to gym and that's what you're doing.
The Plath Daddy experience.
In your trusty workout denims that you're going to be busting out at the gym. What else is going on? What dinner? Oh, she misses.
So this is where the stories kind of start converging, which is going to make it a little bit messy from here on out as we go through.
We'll let you know what you need to know.
Yeah.
And then, we'll figure it out from there.
So there was a conversation that took place among the women where Nikki shared what Sean said about her being a 7 in New York.
So that was off camera. She did a diary cam, self-shot, cell phone footage prior to the couple's trip, which she knew that Sean was only going to be there for 3 hours, essentially. Now she's going to bring this up in the group amongst all the other women of like, here's the story of something not great that Sean said to me. Also, while he's not here to combat that story or mention anything else that was said in the conversation or how we got to that. It just seems strange where it's all from her side.
Oh.
Where she's bringing this up intentionally. It feels like she's trying to get in front of the story.
That has happened before.
That's happened before.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. It's like a little suspicious.
I think she likes to control the narrative.
She does.
Mm-hmm.
I think they both do.
But I do think that he's in the wrong.
I agree.
But I feel like she wanted to talk about it with other people before she talked to him about it.
Correct. I think that was the tricky part of this, where I'm not going to bring this up with Sean specifically so I can talk about it ahead of time on camera.
So maybe it's not about owning the narrative. I'm trying to defend Nikki a little bit. I'm just thinking this man's so terrible.
Well, yeah.
That maybe she knows she's going to talk to him and like there's a possibility he's going to gaslight her over it.
Right.
So is it something, or she feels like she's been so treated like she overreacts so much that she has started to question whether or not she should be so upset about things?
There is an interesting element.
Run them by other people first?
There are so many relationships where there are crossovers, where it's like people who are avoiding intimacy or they're trying to self-sabotage in different ways. There's like a lot of different things that we're seeing the couples are experiencing in different ways in a lot of this. I think for Nikki, it's kind of, is it your partner is gaslighting you? Because I would tie that back to like Felipe and Tori, where there's a difference between some of those interactions that take place or those discussions as they're kind of navigating some of these issues that they have in their relationship. Okay. So for Nikki, though, I felt like this was calculated. I feel like everything she does is calculated. Very much so.
I don't totally disagree.
Yeah. So it was just, the timing felt a little suspicious.
Mm-hmm. So she told all the women about it, and then they go to dinner at the retreat. And that's when Belle starts getting very heated about this whole conversation that happened between Sean and Nikki. But she's really using this as an opportunity to voice how she feels about the situation that happened with her and Mecca, which we haven't gotten to yet.
Yeah.
And Mecca's sitting there like,
this sounds like...
It sounds like she's talking about me.
Sounds like she's talking about me. But she's really popping off about how Sean was out of pocket on stuff. But it sounds like a lot of things that I was doing too. So he does pick up on that in that moment.
Is this play about me?
Basically.
It is.
It is. It is. Yeah, and that's the reason why Belle's very comfortable talking about it at this, point in time, I suppose. But then, of course, Michelle's going to chime in and talking about how all these horrible things that you guys are putting up with in your terrible relationships.
I don't personally know what it's like to have my husband say things to me that are so incredibly rude and offensive. But if I was you, I would want to demonstrate that I know my value and my worth. And I would consider walking away instead of just trying to make it to decision day.
This was irritating for me on so many instances. This is Michelle, who by some miracle was paired with Cam, who is like the most genuine dude for wanting to come on this show probably ever, possibly ever, with like the purest intentions of like, man, I think this would be really good for me. I'm in a place where I'm ready to explore this.
I don't know.
No, okay.
Here's my thought on that. That's very easy to look great on TV when you're in an easy relationship.
This is what I'm saying. Is where Michelle, had she been paired with Felipe or Adam, if she had been paired with Adam, she would have quit her job. She'd be a full-time pickleball player right now. So
she does give girl who changes entire personality to be what her boyfriend is.
Marissa at 23.
Yes.
That is who Michelle is. So that, for me, is a little off and off-putting, too, to constantly be chiming in on everybody else's relationship when you yourself have not really faced too much adversity in your relationship.
Yeah.
So
I didn't disagree with everything she was saying, but it's coming from the wrong messenger.
It's coming from the wrong messenger. And also for her to be like, oh, if there's any sort of negativity that comes up in a relationship, run for your life. It's basically like going to Reddit for relationship advice, where every single thing that comes up when somebody says, here's the situation, here's what happened, every single comment is leave, divorce. That's the answer. Don't look anywhere else. Leave this person because they will never change. And that's it. Based off one read through of a single circumstance, I would say look at the patterns. Look at Mecca versus Felipe. I would say there is a
difference.
I would say audience members are probably going to be upset with both of those guys this week after this set of episodes. Very upsetting.
Yes.
I would say look at the intention behind Mecca, where he's trying to do better. He knows he's doing the wrong thing.
I think it's also the ability to understand that you've hurt somebody and to see
empathy is a big core piece.
Felipe's lacking that.
Felipe is clueless and has no desire to change. He is who he is. And that's what he's going with. And that's his excuse. That's his cover. So this is what I'm saying is like, you need to know the intention because it's the same thing that Devin is dealing with. Is Caitlyn problematic just being herself, or is she trying to be better? Is she just very shy and reserved and slow and like well, not slow, but like slow pace,
Slow moving.
Yeah. Sloth like speed that she would accelerate in this relationship, or is she just being incredibly avoidant and toxic?
Mm-hmm.
It's a struggle to decipher which one is which. But if you get enough collection, data points to get you through that to see, here's the trend, because it seems like at the basis of this, there's more of this than there is of that. Does Mecca's good intentions fix all the wrongdoing? No, it's still a problem. What he's doing is wrong. What he's saying is terrible. However, his intention of wanting to not do that next time is where he would shine over someone like Felipe, I would argue.
Well, Nikki's over it.
Yeah.
She's like, I've heard enough of your opinions, Michelle.
Michelle, why don't you shut up for a minute?
Someone in this episode did get told to shut the fuck up, and it wasn't the person who should have been told.
Michelle needs a glass of shut the fuck up for this week, I think.
So she's like, just because we have challenges in our relationship, it doesn't mean we don't value ourselves. I don't know where you're getting that from.
Right. I think everybody would have a hard line. It's just we haven't really crossed that. There hasn't been anything that's been so unforgivable at this point. We don't really know what Felipe's been doing offside. Maybe check his browser history. I'm just saying, those types of things. But from what we know on the show as it currently stands, we're all just kind of navigating through. There is an element here where we're married, so it's not just a dating thing. We're trying to commit to another person and work through stuff. Mm-hmm. That's kind of the point of the show.
That's pretty much all that happens while they're at their retreat. And then we get to see him come home, Sean, from his trip. Right. And Nikki stayed up. She drank some strong tea so that she could have enough caffeine in her system to greet him. And then I'm sure pleasure him.
Oh, hand relief, mouth relief. Maybe. I don't know. Can't say for sure.
Yeah. I'm guessing he expected it.
He slipped into his robe.
Oh, yeah. He didn't take a bath. No shower, no nothing.
Straight off
no
the
bird
plane,
bath.
Straight off the plane and just right into her
Straight
hand.
off the plane, right into the sheets.
Yep. Oh, oof. A lot of suitcases on beds this week, you guys. A lot of suitcases.
A conversation needs to be had about it.
Oh, it's not
Think
good.
about all the places that you track your suitcase through.
Yeah. I think about all the
airports.
I think about all of the men's
hotel
urinals
rooms.
that I've had my suitcase next to.
And
Every time I go to
bed.
move my, and then I go, yeah, no. Marissa stood hers up on the bed. I think it was wheels touching, all four wheels on the bed. Just burn the sheets. Get rid of it now.
Just put it on the floor.
Put it on the floor. There's better
Aren't
ways
most
to
of these people in their 20s? They're acting like their backs are broken.
It's a whole other set of issues that we're going to talk about, I suppose. But all right, so he's home from the trip, and then
they go on a date.
They're doing the date where she has to fill him in on, hey, there was a lot of stuff that happened while you were gone. So she's filling him in on the couple's retreat.
Mostly good. One bad thing.
One little thing that I mentioned to the gals.
Maybe a problem for you.
I'm putting it on your radar so we could circle back later.
I told everyone what you said about calling me a 7.
And he's like, oh, interesting. The 7 comment. That's what really got you? Do you remember what else happened in that conversation by chance, Nikki? Do you recall that conversation?
She's like, no.
When
I pretty clearly remember you calling me a 7 in New York.
I know that you remember that part. Do you also recall, Your Honor, if it pleases the jury, I would like to present the aforementioned conversation prior to the 7 comment, which was in retaliation to a belly grab, a teasing, a hazing that took place.
So we're supposed to believe that she reached over, grabbed his stomach,
and was making comments about his tubbiness. I think the word tubby was thrown around. at
And
some
then
point.
she just completely forgot that and only heard the part where he was like, yeah, you're a 10 here, but you'd be a 7 in New York.
I think he saved it up. It was for later in the conversation. So she did
No.
not connect those parts
See?
of the conversation.
Why don't you just say, I didn't like it when you grabbed my stomach?
Yeah. I don't need to say something worse to like cut back with.
Yeah.
You could just say, I didn't like that.
I'm sorry. This is red-pilled incel behavior.
Oh, okay.
That's
yeah.
what it is. And they talk about it throughout this episode about how men on this show feel the need to humble women
Right. Yeah.
to make themselves feel better.
Becomes the main concept at the retreat, basically, because it's like, what is up with all these dudes putting their foot in their mouth and cutting down women to make themselves feel better?
Learn to communicate like an adult.
Yeah, just say it.
If somebody grabs your stomach and makes you feel fat or something and you didn't like it, why don't you say, that was weird.
Didn't like that.
Also, what are you implying with
Not
the
a fan.
things that you were saying while you're touching my body?
Right. Well, it made me feel this way. Not good. Not a good way. Didn't
Instead
feel
of
good.
being like, well, you're not so hot yourself.
Yeah. That's the retaliation part. And it's like, yeah, that's not good. That's not set up for success here. And he apologizes. Oh, I'm sorry that you were hurt by the thing that I said, but it was because you deserved it. Because you said the thing
Right,
that hurt
is
me.
what
That's
the subtext of it is.
That's not a great apology, Sean.
Mm-mm.
Nikki accepts this apology. And she goes, well, I'm sorry that I called you tubby and grabbed your tummy. Why are we reaching a consensus on why are these apologies working? They're just fine with that. Oh, okay. Well, thanks for saying sorry.
I feel like they just are at a point where it's like, if you're willing to admit why you did something,
That's enough for
that
me.
is leaps and bounds beyond what I even expected.
That's enough for me. Yeah, at this point, I'm willing to just concede on that. That's fine.
Even though they really should be having a conversation about why you felt the need to do that in the first place.
Like,
instead of just telling me that something upset you. Can we stop hurting each other?
Not do that? Yeah, because you're going to get to a point at someday where you're going to say something way, way out of pocket. And then that's not going to be something that we could easily forgive and move past.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So let's not get to that point. Let's analyze what's the reasoning behind where did that come from? Why did I need to clap back in this way?
Also, let's stop just putting people on a scale of attractiveness. That's happening a lot in this season too.
When Sean thinks that he's a 10 in Seattle and in New York. In both Seattle and in New York. That's what, the gals, when it came up, they were like, of course he thinks he's a 10. But no, disagree. So it's the night before decision day for Nikki and Sean. And she's packing up. She's getting all sentimental. She's walking around the apartment. I think Sean thought that this was going to be like a, well, see you later sort of thing. But instead, Nikki goes into
She's lingering.
It's going into a whole
loitering,
thing.
actually, would probably be the correct term.
He was trying to, just wrap things up and get her out the door respectfully. Trying to do that.
Like, what was he so intent on doing that he was like, get out?
He had to jerk it. So he was trying to get her out soon. He's going to explode, this man. He's at his maximum capacity here. So she was trying to say something. He's like, all right, wrap it up. He's playing the Oscars music. He's trying to shove her out the door. And she's like, well, I didn't like that.
Especially since you asked me how I felt and I was answering. And then you were like, okay.
Yeah, I was asking to be polite.
The answer's too long.
Go out. Get out of here. I don't have the social battery for this anymore. Please leave. Please leave the premises.
Let's open our books and refer to our tools. My book, Frames of Love, which is available on Amazon.
Frames of Love.
And she's like, all right, let's use a tool.
Yeah, which tool do you want to use? I think we know which
Cognitive
tool.
dissonance.
I think we know the tool that Sean really wants to use right now. But, I mean, he's asked at worse times, probably. But this one, he's like, I better not. Mm-hmm. So they do get to the point where somehow they arrive at like, oh, this was the mismatch. We were not with the miscommunication that happened, basically.
She's still kind of mad when she leaves, though.
I would be too. Yeah,
because it's another, you're leaving right before decision day.
This is big.
And it's another data point that says we can't communicate well.
It wasn't great. I mean, so what was this? Was this just him? He was asking her for more information, even though he was not able to receive that information. I think that was, he regretted asking, but then he was too blunt in his shutting down of what happened. So it's like, I think he needed to check in with himself of like, am I there? Do I have the capacity to support this right now?
I honestly think he just asks things because he feels like that's what he's supposed to do.
It's the obligation.
But he's not really interested in hearing the answer.
Yeah. From the look on his face, I think most of the time when he's not talking, he's not interested.
Yeah.
Is what it comes down to.
So the big question for Nikki to start considering is, who's the real Sean? Is it the Sean she spent the last 2 weeks with? Or is it the Sean she met in the first 4 weeks? Because he sucked.
Is it the Sean in the bathrobe? Or is it the Sean who's bird bathing? I don't know. It's tough to tell. And a lot of it, there's crossover too. So sometimes you get glimpses of, it's week 1 Sean again.
They should so obviously both be no's on decision day, but I don't think it's going to be that cut and dry.
I think they're going to be yeses. I'm terrified for it.
I do think there's a possibility that she says yes and he says no.
Okay. You think that he would hold out against her, even though he rated the relationship at a 7 when she rated it as a 2. You think that she wouldn't be the one to back out? I think that if they were gonna mismatch, I think she would be a no and he would be a yes.
Okay.
I think it depends on who goes first, though. That's what it literally comes down to. Because once one of them says no, then the other one's gonna go, oh, definitely no.
Yeah. If they start with the yes, I think you'll get another yes.
Oh, okay. So you're thinking
Maybe.
It's just gonna be the same thing.
I'm all over the map with them. I don't know. Changing my story as we're talking.
That's what makes decision day so difficult.
I don't know. It's a miracle that they even made it this far.
It really is. Yeah. So we're going to take a quick commercial break and we'll be back with Cameron and Michelle. Cameron and Michelle.
I cannot handle having to talk about them. I don't know.
We don't have a lot. We don't have a lot.
Every week, I just have the biggest sigh when we get to Cam and Michelle.
You stopped taking notes too, so then I have to clock everything up here and try to remember what's going on.
I don't care what's happening. It's so boring.
Michelle was messy. Like she's going to come up in a lot of other stuff because she already came up in Sean and Nikki's segment. She's coming up all over the place.
Although I feel like Cam's really getting away with last week telling everyone that whole other side of the table should just go home now.
He's getting a little too big for his britches too.
Yeah.
And I think the both of them together, it's only making it worse. They're just like gassing each other up.
I was waiting for them to end up being the couple who was getting alienated from everybody else.
Right.
And then that didn't happen.
No, yeah, like people still like hanging out with them. I don't know why though. I don't really. Maybe Cam. I can understand Cam. Michelle though, I don't know if I could do it, you guys. I don't know if I'm strong enough.
I feel like Michelle knows all the lyrics to Life of a Showgirl, and it just came out.
Michelle does?
Her and
that's
Caitlin.
why her and Caitlin connected so much?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is a concern.
I don't think that there's much else that we've learned about Michelle. She can paint.
She wants kids.
Yeah.
She has a job in tech.
A good job.
A good job.
That she likes.
It's a good job.
She's willing to give it all up for a man.
Well, like all love stories, it's just that simple, you know?
They get to their couples retreat and she immediately starts bragging about how lucky she got with Cam, which is what everybody else wants to hear right now when most of their relationships are in turmoil.
Mostly because he had the great idea where he was like, we got to get there first because we have to pick out the best room. Probably a room that's like off to the side, a little bit separated out. So then that way, if we don't want to hang out with people, we could just kind of like retreat back there alone and just spend time with us, you know? So it's like, we want to have the option for the best room. So we need to get there as soon as possible. So
I'm on the same page with him.
Yeah, like I took off work. You should take a PTO day. We're going to be leaving at like 4 a.m. And then we'll get there as soon as possible.
8:15 at the latest.
On the dot. Yeah. Like opening the door to walk into the place. Okay. So yeah, I mean,
we'll
he's
have
thinking
breakfast
ahead.
there, not even on the road.
No. Yeah, we're not stopping anywhere. So do your bathroom stuff, do your whatever, eat some rice beforehand, so then you're all backed up. Banana, and that's it.
I would have combed through that entire place before anyone else ever showed up.
True. Yeah, it's true. And honestly, yeah, I would be like, where is the room that's the furthest away from everybody else? I don't want to be out in general pop. I think that's what it's going to come down to.
And definitely not in the bunk beds.
No, absolutely not. Leave those for Sean and Nikki.
I'm struggling because I'm like, there's nothing else to talk about pretty much because
well, she comes up in all the other stuff.
Yeah, Michelle's a big part of Belle and Jolie's section.
She's stirring the pot over there, definitely. So if we want to zoom in real quick on Cameron and Michelle, instead, it's basically they go to an oyster dinner.
This is after the retreat.
Yeah, this is after the couple's retreat. So this is just like, oh my gosh, decision day is looming. It's coming up so close. And well, is it yes or no?
They were both very dressed up. I thought that she was wearing a wedding dress for some reason.
Oh, okay.
And then I was like, okay, no, it's not afterwards.
Though.
But it was very dramatic.
Okay. But they're eating oysters with the hot sauce and discussing their biggest issue that still stands to this date, which is the distance, because Portland, Seattle, it's far away, you know?
Right. Neither of them have changed anything about their work situations yet.
Don't want to move. Don't want to. Yeah. So then this felt like fake flexibility from Michelle because Cam has already said that he would be willing to move to Seattle to be close to her and try to find other coaching opportunities in the area to be with her. This felt like she was just reciprocating that by saying, oh, I'm looking for another job too. So if I find something and then I can just work in Portland and then I could be with you. I don't know if she actually wants that though. Like, did you think that was authentic of her to offer that up, or was she just appeasing him?
I mean, I hope it was, because I feel like his job is a whole lot harder to work around than her job would be.
Well, it seems like, yeah, he was just taking coaching jobs wherever he could, and he would just pick up and move and go, and then that was where he was coaching.
Yeah, but it sounds like once you kind of get established somewhere and the team's doing well, that there's an incentive to stay.
Right.
And that's what's been happening for him.
Yeah.
It's been going well. For him to pick up and move and find a job that feels like is very few of them, there's not a lot of opportunities.
Maybe that's the complication or the compromise that Michelle is seeing, where she's like, well, I did want a man who was making at least $150,000 a year. So if he stays in Portland, he could be on that track.
Yeah.
To do that, to have a very lucrative coaching career. But if he moves, he basically has to restart again. So what would you rather have? And I think maybe she'll lean towards that. Maybe that would be the deciding factor for her.
I don't know. I feel like she'll have to see what opportunities there are for her versus what there is for him. Instead of them deciding who is going to be the one who starts doing this, why don't you both look and see what's more realistic?
Yeah, I think you both should be looking for sure, definitely, just to get a better idea of what's going on out there.
See, this is why I hate talking about them, because how fucking boring is it that we're talking about the logistics of
moving,
trolling through LinkedIn to find a new job,
right? Or Indeed or wherever. Yeah, Monster.com. Is that still a thing?
I don't think so.
It's probably all AI. I bet you Glassdoor bought them. Something happened.
Other big concern is, what if you feel like smothered by me?
Oh, that was Michelle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like she's here in the room. It's scary sometimes, a little bit.
Am I getting good at it? Probably
Well, you
not.
keep using the upward inflection, so yeah, that's
Uh-huh.
picking up. I'm noticing it.
He does feel smothered by her. He's
Well,
not
she doesn't.
saying it.
I think she's trying to be like, I'm not trying to scare you off, but I am worried I might scare you off.
You know, I've been at like a 60 this whole time. What if I go up to like 100 of what I'm like in a relationship? Are you going to be able to handle that?
I fear that Michelle was the type of gal who would be in a relationship where dating would be okay to a certain point, where then if you started talking about engagement or marriage or like next step, then she would really like ratchet up the intensity. Now she's just been like thrown into marriage. So there is no other like thing to build toward.
The baby.
Well, the baby, yeah, I guess. But like you're already in the commitment zone there with marriage. So maybe that like she just kind of leapt over a lot of her struggle points that she normally has in relationships, because I don't feel like she was dating well.
It didn't sound like it. I'm just wondering what happens when they have their first fight. How do you recover from that?
Yeah, because I mean, like they haven't
had anything
I
serious.
was gonna say, did they even have like disagreements yet? Not even a fight. I'm saying like,
I guess they
not
had a
in alignment?
disagreement about their views on money.
Yeah.
But even then, they didn't really have an honest conversation with each other.
No, it was just kind of like, oh, well, I'll just have to think about that differently or something. Something?
Which is fine if that's the way you genuinely feel about
Sure.
it. But
If you're
are you
avoiding.
guys both being agreeable with each other for the sake of the relationship continuing to go well? Because at some point, there is going to be a breaking point where all of the frustration that's been bubbling under the surface comes to a head.
Yeah. I could see it where they'll probably make it through decision day, though, I think.
I think so. I think
they'll
they're
make
going to
it.
both say yes on decision day.
You know, yeah, because I mean they're blabbering on here for a little bit at this oyster date. Michelle's crying over having a ride or die, which again, terminology frightens me. But then
I think that's so cringy.
I don't like it. So then Cam starts crying too. So they're like, it's not just the hot sauce. It's not just the oysters.
They're crying over their oysters.
They're crying over the oysters. And then they're going to round
Sunday
out.
best.
Yeah, in their Sunday best. They're all dressed up to the nines. And now they're going to go on the, what is this? The Great Wheel in Seattle. What is this? In Seattle? I guess it's
they're taking in the views.
They're taking in the views. This is
it's a Ferris wheel, right?
I guess, if you want to call it that. Ferris wheel for me is more like Carney experience.
Yeah.
Where it's like they built it. They put the pieces together.
It wasn't there that morning.
It wasn't. Yeah, it was not there a week ago. And then like most of the parts went together.
This is a permanent structure, like a tourist attraction.
Yeah, or like something. I mean, there's similar stuff in like London and Vegas, and like there's tons of stuff.
My nightmare.
This is like the worst. Like Marissa's jet ski up for pickleball double date day, worst day ever for her. That's basically what this date equates to for Corey and Carly.
Mm-hmm.
Absolute nightmare, polar opposite of what we would be interested in doing.
You're going to feed me shellfish and then make me go up how many feet above the ground?
Yeah. Just, a tray of ocean slugs on ice with some hot sauce, which I mean, I can get down on some hot sauce. It was Frank's Red Hot.
We're just going to go round and round.
Now we're just looping
around.
Yeah, this is no good. Oh, this is no good. So I don't trust it, but I think they're probably going to make it through decision day. I think they'll be okay. I think they're going to be the standout couple that announces a pregnancy at the reunion or something. Something along those lines. Seems like it.
Well, let's take a quick break and then we will be back with Mecca and Beljolie. Wow.
This is where Michelle did a lot of meddling.
Yes.
So she's going to come up a lot. We had to talk about Cam and Michelle.
But Mecca is not doing himself any favors. It's getting really hard to defend him or like him.
Mecca's struggling. And if we're talking about, I was gonna try and go with a bad edit defense for Mecca this week.
Stop.
I said I was gonna try to go for a bad edit.
And I get shit for
defense.
liking Lisa Barlow.
Hold on. So like there are parts of these episodes that made me feel very uncomfortable, where it's like between I think that Mecca has kind of become a lightning rod for people watching the show, of like anything that they're upset with, they kind of pin it on him. And like from the standpoint of, we've seen accusations flying around where Mecca is red pilled, Mecca is manosphere, Mecca is gay, Mecca is, it's just like whatever.
The comments have been nuts.
All
just
over
like
the
so
place.
all over the map.
All over the place. So that's what I'm saying, is he kind of just has become an amalgamation of like the viewing audience's, whatever your, oppositional viewpoint is in the world, whatever's wrong in the world, that's what's wrong with Mecca. And it's like, well.
So here's what I think is difficult when talking about him. He is doing very hurtful things.
Yes.
That most women would be like writing him off for, right?
Correct.
And she is continuing to be very patient.
Yes.
And understanding and trying to see where he's coming from, in that I think she sees that there is a very hurt person inside of him.
Yes.
That
having said that,
right? Yeah.
that's going to be like the phrase for dealing with Mecca.
A man who needs a lot of therapy.
A lot of therapy. I don't know if he is doing therapy or if he has, because I think that's what Beljolie is like, seeing the glimpses of Mecca as a person, or like of who he wants to be but has not fully realized yet, type of approach to this experience.
Well, she sees glimmers of like, there's this really great guy.
Yes.
But he keeps doing these really messed up things that hurt me.
Every once in a while, there's, the asshole response that happens, where his knee-jerk reaction that he goes with right out the gate, and the pattern that he falls into, where he's most comfortable and safe, is like the complete opposite of everything else that I've seen. So there is this level of self-sabotage that's happening. There's this level of avoidance, and he's trying to, I think he's afraid of how close he's getting to Belle. And he's trying to like, okay, scare her off. I need to run her off.
Yeah.
There has to be a limit to this, because nobody could be this patient and kind and understanding with me, because I don't deserve that. So I think that's like the deep underlying issue that we're facing.
That's why I feel so different about him versus like a Sean.
Yes.
Where I don't feel like there's a side of Sean where there are good, pure, genuine intentions.
Okay.
Or Felipe, a person who wants to be better than the person that they came into this experiment as. Like that's not what Felipe's doing.
Felipe does not do that.
I think that Mecca does realize that he needs to grow and change.
Yes. He's not disagreeing with Belle on any of these points either. He knows that this isn't good. He knows that it's not working. He knows that it's bad.
Okay, maybe that's the other part that makes him likable.
Yes.
Is that I'm saying that, and then I feel like we're going to have to walk it back a little bit because of the way this conversation starts.
Having said that.
But I do think that he reflects on what she's saying.
Yes.
And he takes it in, and he doesn't immediately get defensive.
That's what makes it harder, though.
I know.
Because that's what Belle is feeling, that she feels like there is the connection with the empathetic side of Mecca.
Mm.
There is that. Because if he didn't have that, it would be game over, done, and gone. I don't think Belle would still be here. She would be
Done with him.
all done.
So last week we left them and Mecca had just made the comment about, is she pretty enough for me?
This was bad.
So she's upset, obviously.
Clearly.
And she
It was disrespectful.
It was disrespectful. It was rude. And she doesn't even really want to talk to him before going to bed.
Right.
And he's pushing the topic.
He's pestering. He's going on. And then she's still not responding. So then he's playing it off. Oh, okay. Well, he's getting snarky about it. And it's just like, you're not making things better, dude. Yeah, you are actively making things worse. And then when Belle does come around to talk about it, where they have a conversation in the pool at the apartment, and she's like, yeah, that was rough to hear that of, is she pretty enough for me? And he goes, whoa, whoa, whoa. Not for me. I said, to me. Is she pretty enough to me? And Belle goes, no. You said what you said. And they run the tape back and they play it for us and confirm, yes, Mecca said, is she pretty enough for me? Which he even agrees. That's terrible. That sounds like that is way worse than what he was trying to do. He was trying to cut it back. Was he gaslighting? Was he covering? I think he was trying to soften the blow, where he realized how bad it was, what he said. Mm-hmm. And now in hindsight, he's trying to walk it back, trying to divert.
I think a lot of times he doesn't have a filter and he says things where it's like, okay, your inside thought sometimes needs to be reframed for an outside audience.
Yes.
And
well, especially if you're taking that person's feelings into account, because if you're just going to pop off and say whatever, that's not always the best
Here's
thing to
the
do.
thing. I feel like that is in the environment that Mecca grew up in.
Correct.
We've seen his father.
Yep.
And I just get the vibe that logic says a lot of things that are hurtful to Mecca.
I think so.
And the people around him.
I think we've seen that. Seen that a couple of times.
I think this is a learned behavior that hopefully he can unlearn.
Yes. And I think that's what Belle is trying to see of like, can we do that? Like, is that something that you could do? And he feels guilty about it. He's apologizing. I'm sorry. I made you feel bad. I don't like making you feel bad. I'm realizing now that that is a part of me that keeps coming out that is hurting you. And I don't like that. So he's trying to analyze this further. He's trying to understand it. Get some therapy. Get to therapy. Do your parts therapy. Please. Mm-hmm. Do something.
I'm wondering too that even though this is such a shitty circumstance, maybe him seeing that he was genuinely upset at the fact that he had hurt her feelings and seeing how it was making her feel, that's a realization too of like the level of relationship that you have with this other person.
You would hope.
Yeah. Right.
The problem is, now this is also information that Belle is going to be taking into decision day because that wasn't good.
No, it's every comment he's made about her so far has been about her appearance.
It's been bad.
And I don't know how that doesn't make you question, like, first of all, it's going to affect your self-confidence with the person that you're supposed to feel the most comfortable with.
Right, yeah.
And then would it make you wonder, like, okay, well, what if he found someone who he felt like was more attractive than me?
Right. Then you got a Felipe situation going on.
Yeah.
Who walks into the restaurant? I don't know.
It's like, because he seems to be pretty caught up on it since he's talking about it all the time.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying with the edit side, where I will go to the defense. I don't think he's talking about it all the time. It's just now this is the basis of a lot of their conversations. Is going to be revolving around this.
To be fair, there's 3 separate circumstances where he has made a comment.
It's not
about
great.
Her appearance.
I didn't say it was great. With all due respect, I didn't say it was great because
you need to dial it back, sir.
When we get to the couples retreat. So she's already worried about what he's going to say because we're on thin ice. It's not going well. Mm-mm. We did not leave the couple's dinner in good standing.
No, and when they're alone together, things go well. When he gets in front of another group of people, that's when he starts saying stuff, and that's when they end up having these tiffs. So she's like, I hope he keeps his mouth shut because who knows what will happen by the end of the weekend if he just starts popping off telling people things?
Because that's when Belle is like, I need to get the girls together so I can start talking about this. Why do the guys keep putting their foot in their mouths? Everyone else seems to agree that, like, yes, this is the general consensus. This seems to be the trend with this group of guys, is that they just say stuff and it's not great.
Right, because Felipe's been doing that a lot.
Felipe's been, diarrhea of the mouth. Every single impulsive thought that comes into his mind at the couple's dinners where he's talking about missing his hoe phase and he wants to go back to single life.
He's confessing.
He's just, I don't know. I like Tori. She's great. She's awesome. But can I commit to the institution of marriage? Why are you saying this in front of a group of people when you haven't talked about that with Tori? This is bad.
So while she's having that conversation with the girls, we see what Mecca is up to with the group of the guys.
It's bad.
And they have gotten once again on the topic of his level of attraction to Belle.
It's bad. They're talking about dream girls because, like, that's what's brought up. Adam was asking if is Belle the dream girl?
Belle, yeah, I think Cam might have asked that. Someone asked, is Belle your dream girl? Because
like
Cam was talking about how Michelle is his dream girl.
Yeah. Well, because I think Cam said, or no, Adam had asked, then Mecca said no. And then he had asked Cam, well, what, is Michelle your dream girl? And Cam's like, yes, she is. She's all the things that I wanted out of a marriage, out of a wife. And so Mecca's like, I don't know.
So like, well, what was it you were looking for? What didn't you get in Belle that you wanted in your dream girl? And he was like, well, big titties.
Yeah. He goes right for that. Well, it's not really the basis of a functional relationship, but I think he was realizing as the conversation went on, this does not sound good. So then I think he was trying. I think he was
verbalizing this is probably a mistake.
Probably a big mistake. And like, I think he was trying to make that distinction as part of the conversation. And then it was like too late. Like, it's already out there. You've said big titties is your answer, final answer. Like, you didn't even phone a friend. You didn't 50-50.
You didn't try to phrase it in a way that makes it not sound so, like, shallow.
But then he tries to do that part from 500 Days of Summer when they're asking Joseph Gordon-Levitt's one friend in the ISO interview of like, oh, who's like about his long-term girlfriend that he had. And it's like, well, she's better than my dream girl because she's not my dream girl because he describes like what the physical attributes of this other dream girl would be, but she's better than any dream girl because she's real. Mm-hmm. Like, that's the point. But so like, I don't know if that's what Mecca was going for. It doesn't seem like it. It seems like he tries to change his answer to that because then he's saying, so your dream girl. Like, he gets caught up on the concept of like this imaginary perfect being that doesn't exist. And so that's what he's saying is if I can construct.
Here's the problem is he's only talked about the physical attributes of the dream girl.
Doesn't help.
And then when he talks about Belle, it's her personality.
Right.
Which also, I would hope that if you spent a whole lot of time thinking about who you'd want to be with and you got asked lots of questions from the experts on the show about it,
well,
that you would have some answers that weren't just physical attributes of the other person.
You know, yeah. So
I'm making it harder for you to defend him.
No, I'm just saying. So like after this conversation, Mecca, he was just like too comfortable with the guys too, I think, where he was saying all this stuff and then didn't realize that like Cam's going to go tell Michelle everything.
He should have known that.
He should have known that.
Yeah.
You should know that. There's like an unwritten rule where it's like, yeah, if you're going to be telling secrets to somebody now or like talk about stuff, they are going to share it with their spouse. And like, you guys are all married who are here. So yes, you have to assume that this is going to be brought up with the spouses, and that's what happens here. Michelle finds out, and she's like, "Oh, I got to tell everybody about this. I got to tell anybody who's willing to listen to me."
First stop is Caitlin.
Yeah, she's signing right up.
Yeah,
because Caitlin's just as toxic as Courtney. I would throw that out there.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I smelled that from a few weeks ago too, where they were really hitting it off at Courtney's birthday, and I was like, I don't like that.
They're still posting videos together on Instagram.
Of course they are. They're BFFs. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sure that's a friendship that'll last a lifetime now.
So now we have Michelle on a crusade to make sure that Belle gets this information because she deserves to know it. So the next day, she tells her.
She was able to sit on that for 24 hours, maybe. Not even, like 12 hours.
Was this right or wrong?
So it doesn't feel like...
Because I could see people taking both sides.
Correct.
That she should say something.
Yeah.
But then also, it just feels like Michelle keeps inserting herself into other people's relationships.
Yeah.
To cause drama.
Right.
Because there's none in hers.
Mm-hmm.
She probably thrives off of it a little bit.
It's not a great spot to be
me.
in.
Here's my opinion. I think that she should have said to Cam, who told her what was said, that he needs to go back and tell Mecca.
You got to talk to Belle.
You need to tell Belle what you said.
Yep.
And it should have come from Mecca.
Yeah. I don't think it needed to come from another source who heard it from it from.
Right. Because it's also adding to the embarrassment of, like, the whole house knows.
Correct.
All the guys know.
Everybody's talking about it.
And now all the women know.
And having Belle be the last one to find out what he said
that makes
is embarrassing.
It cruel, in my opinion.
Is embarrassing. Yes. So I don't like that Michelle went to Caitlin with it first. Not great.
Mm-hmm. Because it felt like gossip.
That was what it was. Because Caitlin has no relation into this at all. Like,
no, she needs to be focused on her own relationship.
She needs to be focusing on her own relationship. Definitely. We'll talk about that.
We did finally get a snarky comment from Belle, though. She was like, I didn't ask for a guy who painted his nails, if we're going to be honest. So
like, for dream guy, if we're talking dream guys, then yeah, like, I have some edit requests as well. If we're just talking about,
I'm like, girl, all you need is a little nail polish remover. You can fix that problem.
But then this was where it was then connecting with Nikki on, why is it that the guys are always trying to cut us down? They're so sensitive to, the ego sensitive side of this, where it's they have to tear us down in order to feel big.
Yeah, I have opinions. Should I voice them? I don't know. I think it's a whole generation of men who feel inferior to women.
Okay, yeah.
So just as a basis, like, that's their baseline.
Yeah.
So anything that further proves that to them or makes them feel like that, reinforces it, they then act out.
They lash out
against women.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Oh dear. Nikki has a little bit more insight, though, because then that's what she's tying this back to. And I think this is the same thing with Belle, where it's Nikki seeing in Sean's comment of the 7 in New York diss, basically, that happened, where she's like, there's a sad little boy in there with hurt feelings. So I'm trying to, like, be patient with that little guy who's in there. And Belle's like, yeah, that's what I keep doing. But then he keeps saying more stuff. It's like,
she's like, you know what? I'm starting to lose my patience with this child.
I'm kind of losing it.
Yeah, that's kind of all the men are just, not all of them.
Not
a
all.
lot of them are stunted. Like, they're man child.
They're struggling. They're struggling here. Unaddressed, a lot of stuff. Unaddressed trauma, probably, in parts of it. But they go on a vineyard date, and Mecca's trying to be goofy and silly and funny with the wine tasting. Mm-hmm. That's what they're going to do.
Do you see him cupping that giant wine glass?
Well, he kept talking
I just thought that's not helping.
Oh. No. Not helping?
grasping it like a big old titty.
Oh.
The way he was holding it, too. Why we had two men this season who pretend that they had lessons from sommeliers and knew how to accurately taste wine, and yet they did not know what they were doing.
Did you pick up on that? Yeah, well, because that was my first thing, was where he was making all the jokes about how, he knows a thing or two about wine tasting. But then he picked up the glass, and I was like, no, you're supposed to pinch the stem, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So then that way you don't warm up the wine.
No.
But that's day one stuff. And he didn't learn that one. So I don't trust his credentials now. But obviously, yeah, he was joking about all of that. This is where Belle was like, just so you know, I told the gals about what you said at dinner the other night. Because so far, this was just the one instance that she was aware of where she gave him the heads up, hey, I told the girls what you said about me being pretty enough for you.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was not well received. And you're probably going to catch some flack over that. So he was like, yeah, but I was the problem in that. So he takes ownership again and is like, yeah, if they're going to give me a hard time about it, they probably should, because I was not in the right on that.
Mm-hmm.
So
I understand that he's taking ownership, but it's happening over and over again, which
also great time to say, I might have said something foolish last night.
Yeah. Maybe the time to start confessing like Felipe.
Confess before she finds out what's happening. Because, I mean, well, obviously, like, that was said to Belle. The first instance was, so, like, she found out about it first, unfortunately, but that was why it was hurtful. So knowing what was said in that exchange and the impact that it had, maybe you could have given her a heads up about, like, yeah, I said some stuff that might be circulating now because I told the guys about it. The Dream Girl comment that you could have brought up, maybe. Like,
didn't they talk about that here?
Did they? I don't
know, because then they go to dinner. And once they go to dinner at the couples retreat, he starts apologizing to everybody for being inconsiderate of Belle.
He was apologizing for the group dinner comment. She had gave him the warning that, hey, I told the girls about this and it didn't go well. So that was what he was apologizing for. That stuff, the Dream Girl stuff, hadn't even come up yet.
Oh, yeah. He doesn't. So I'm forgetting.
No, that's what I'm saying. Is he didn't even know.
This is why he needs to stop talking.
This is why there's too many
instances of similar comments.
Yes, and they're all bad.
So again, Michelle speaks up, calls him out for not being respectful of Belle, and tells him, you should be grateful for being with such a great woman.
Yeah, I mean, you should be worshiping the ground that she walks on, essentially.
I mean, like, not wrong, because this woman has been
yes.
overly understanding.
Yes. Agreed.
I mean, like, she is signing herself up to reparent this man.
Yes.
Which
overtime.
Not everybody is looking forward to doing.
She's working overtime on that. Yeah.
And then after dinner, that's when they have the conversation. And Belle's like, hey, so Michelle told me about what you said about my boobs.
Yeah, because she's upset. It's after dinner. They were switching over they were going to play games in the living room, but Belle and Mecca are upstairs kind of arguing, kind of fighting, sort of. She's not, and she's kind of over it right now.
Yeah. Whenever they have a disagreement, she does not stay mad for very long.
No, and like, I think it's the element here of like, he doesn't really get mad because he's always the one who's agitating her.
Mm-hmm.
So like, we haven't seen
he kind of shuts down and listens a lot.
Yeah, because he knows he's in the wrong too.
Yeah.
So he usually understands that pretty quickly.
Which I feel like goes back to that cycle of feeling like, well, I messed up again. So here we go. Let me get my talking to about the fact that there's something innately wrong with me.
Right.
And I just can't help myself from hurting the people around me.
Reinforcing yet again.
And I don't think that she is reinforcing that.
No,
I
that's
think
him.
actually every interaction that they have, the
She's
way she
combating
handles it, yeah,
Trying.
surprises him.
Mm-hmm. He's not used to it. But he is understanding that, like, I like this version better. I like this tactic. It's a glimpse of, like, you don't need to just, like, self-immolate all the time emotionally from anything that happens here. Stop it at the source. Don't do that. Like, consider the feelings. Listen to your conscience in that moment that's saying, ooh, don't say that. And run with that, please. Like, listen to voice of reason in there ahead of time, and we'll be way better off.
It felt like they recovered from this. But then later on in the night, he's out talking to Caitlin about what just happened with Belle, and everyone else inside is watching them through the glass, and they feel like they're flirting.
The assessment, so again, this is what I'm saying, the lightning rod stuff, because now we have Adam, who's providing commentary, watching Mecca and Caitlin talking out on the patio, which they're talking about. I think it was Caitlin was upset with him, right? Was that it? No, she was upset with Felipe.
Yeah.
So it's,
the
storylines.
Mecca approached Caitlin wanting to talk
He
about
confided in her.
What happened with Belle.
Yeah, he was confiding in her.
Advice.
She appreciated that, and it was, they were talking through it a little bit more. So it was stuff that was going on, not in Devin and Caitlin's relationship as the topic of discussion. It was Mecca and Belle's relationship that they were talking about. But everybody in the living room looking outside, mostly Adam throwing fuel on the fire of, oh, it seems like they're talking.
Adam was poking the bear a lot during this episode.
Saying. Yeah. So, like, Devin got very upset, insanely jealous.
I don't know if he had a little bit too much to drink again.
I think that was another component.
Because he got angry pretty easily.
Yes. He got fired up.
Which I do understand the frustration of, like, you're married to her and she keeps acting like she's not capable of flirtation in a relationship, or that physical touch is something that is not something she enjoys. And then you see her doing those things with somebody else's husband.
Yeah.
And you're like, so what's the truth?
Yes. Well, it's mixed signals. And
yes.
So that's what's the frustration point. And I think Devin's patience had run out a while ago. And so now he's like powder keg of just, he's ready to pop off at any moment too now.
Because they are being flirty later. I do think the conversation outside was a conversation about Mecca's relationship.
Yeah.
But then later they're kind of like sitting on the couch together. He takes his necklace off and puts it on her. Mm-hmm. And there's just a couple of like shots that you see where there is a little flirtiness going on back and forth, more than we've ever seen between Devin and Caitlin.
So we'll kind of talk about the results of that a little bit more in Devin and Caitlin's section, because there's a big component of that.
Mecca feels really bad about the fact that there's this appearance of some type of flirtation going on between them.
Which leads to a disagreement with Devin and Caitlin. It does not go well. An argument then erupts from that. So it's, again, Mecca feeling like, oh, all I do is cause problems. It's the whole ride home. It's, I messed up their stuff, even though Devin came and told him afterwards, like, we have our own problems in the relationship. Like, this was just a piece that it came to a head on, but like, it wasn't you, like, no hard feelings. Like, it's fine. Mecca heard all of that, but he's still, even on the drive home, he's like, yeah, that was my fault. I think that was, I was the reason why this ended up the way that it did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's been reinforced in him his entire childhood.
Pretty much.
That you're a problem.
Yeah.
You're a problem. You're an inconvenience. Yeah, it's sad.
Yeah.
Then they start talking about decision day coming up, and I think Mecca's getting worried now that he's fucked this up.
He's nervous.
And so he's like, just so you know, I know we already talked about what our decisions would be, and we said they both said yes, but I'm still a yes, so.
Okay.
And she doesn't say anything.
No, she shouldn't. Yeah. So, like, yeah, she needs to have him sweat this out a little bit. Because I think he understands that, yeah, looking at my behavior, especially in the past week, I can understand if your answer would be no at this point. But what is that, Mecca? Like that, you're giving her an out. You're daring her to quit on you is basically what's happening. Because that's what he's comfortable with.
Well, they're all talking about self-sabotage and how this feels like that's just what Mecca's doing here. I think that saying that out loud of like, I would understand if you were a no.
Yeah.
Is an extension of the self-sabotage.
Absolutely. The concerning part for me is when Belle's talking about how I think I can make him a better person. And it's like, be careful. Be careful with that. Because there are some folks, Felipe, who are irredeemable.
Yeah.
So there are people that are lost causes that become sunk cost fallacies, where then you just stick around and you stay in a toxic cycle because, oh, I'm trying to pull out this better version of them that I see every once in a while. And it's like, I don't think that Mecca's a narcissist. I don't think that he's, has these traits where it's all these things, because he doesn't like those things about himself either.
Right. Yeah.
There's shame in it. There's disgust in it. There's regret attached to all of that. It's not something that he enjoys or gets fulfillment out of on that level.
I think the unfortunate thing is that they only had 6 weeks. And so he isn't really getting to demonstrate that he is able to change those patterns.
Right.
So for her, it's really risky. Is a bet.
This is risky.
Yeah. Is he going to be able to do these things himself, or is this man a project that I don't want to take on?
Oh, right. Like he needs to do a lot of self-work, I think, is the other big part of this, because he's even describing, oh, I love all these things about you, Belle, and I admire you and all these attributes. And Belle's like, he still won't say that he loves me, though. So you're saying all the different things that you're listing off about me that makes me me, but then you don't want to say that you love me? That's weird.
I kind of think she's interpreting that as there's this missing piece, which is the physical attraction. And so that's holding him back from saying that he's in love with her.
Okay, yeah.
I think that he's not saying it because he's worried about rejection before decision day.
He's in his own way. That's why. And then that's just making her feel even more insecure out of everything. So it's just kind of a perfect storm that's culminating here, which could end up being a no from Belle on decision day, even though I think Mecca's going to stick with it. I think Mecca's a yes.
Well, we saw the way that she gave him a hug goodbye when they were moving out of the apartment.
I think she's a yes.
Yeah.
I think they're going to stay together.
I think so, too.
I think so.
Unless something big happens, because...
Right.
As we'll see later when we talk about Tori and Felipe, there can be twists of things that we don't see on camera.
Oh, boy. But that'll be for part 2. So stick around. You don't want to miss it.